Arpeggios. An arpeggio is the notes of a chord picked out separately. Arpeggios are used in leads, they're used in rhythm context, so they're very common in all types of music from classical to heavy metal. I'm going to show you two examples of a major arpeggio, two examples of a minor arpeggio. They're going to be movable shapes. I'm going to show you them in the key of A, and by just moving them up or down frets, you could change the key, and I'll show you how that works as well. So let's start with the first example, an A major arpeggio. And it's going to start with your second finger on the 6th string, 5th fret. Follow along with me, I'll play it nice and slow. Now again, I said this is the notes of a chord picked out separately. So an A major chord, as we learned previously, you got to take the first, 3rd, and 5th degrees of that scale, and it's going to be A, C sharp, and E. So I'm just taking the notes A, C sharp, and E and playing them repetitively. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp. So that's an A major arpeggio. We're going to use alternate picking for this one. So let me show you an example. Like say I was playing a rhythm and I want to do an arpeggiated A chord. So I could just do the chord, and I don't have to do the whole thing from beginning to end. I go. A little section like that. Or if I'm doing a lead, I could go. Do a little riff after or whatever it may be. So these could color a rhythm, or they could color a lead and be used as a technique. All right, so that's the first A major shape. The second A major shape is going to go up the neck a little bit higher. We're going to start on the 12th fret of the 5th string with your 4th finger. Follow along, I'll play it nice and slow. That's just an A, C sharp, and E notes in a row. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E. Alright, so that's your second A major shape. Now I'm going to go back down. I'm going to show you another arpeggio. This is going to be a minor arpeggio. And again, notes of a chord picked out separately. So the notes of an A minor chord were A, C, which is a flatted 3rd, and E. So I'm taking those 3 notes, A, C, and E. A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C. Now another thing that you want to take note of is it sort of outlines the shape of the chord. There's the A minor chord. Those are the notes of that chord, A minor bar chord. Added a few other notes in there just to make it go in sequence though. Just like in the A major arpeggio we learned, I just showed you. It has the outline of that chord in there as well. So that's the first minor shape. The second minor shape is going to be up the neck a little higher. It's going to start up on the 12th fret of the 5th string, just like the other one, but it's going to go A, C, E, A, C, E. And like I said, it could be used as a lead technique or a rhythm. In a song, you can do something like that as a layer even on top of it. All right, so again, let me show you now, besides them being the notes of a chord, how you could change into other keys. Like that's an A minor one. If I just moved it down 2 frets, that'd be a G minor. If I moved it up 2 frets, it'd be a B minor. So these are all movable shapes. If you take it, if it's an A, you move it up 2 frets, it's B. You move it down 2 frets, it's G, and so on. You can move it all around the neck. All right, so there's 2 major arpeggio shapes, 2 minor arpeggio shapes. Now, also another good thing to do is to get a sheet of neck diagram paper and try making a diagram of all the notes of that arpeggio across the neck. For instance, say for A major, A, C sharp, and E. Make a dot where every single A, C sharp, and E is on every string all the way up the neck. Then you'll have one diagram of all the notes that make up that arpeggio. And by looking at that diagram, you could find different shapes and different ways of putting those notes together to make your own little unique arpeggio patterns. All you have to do is use those same 3 notes. It doesn't have to be in order each time. It doesn't have to be A, C sharp, and E. It could be A, E, C sharp, E, A, E. You could mix up the notes in any way, and it will still be an A major arpeggio. Same thing with the minors. So that's a great exercise to try. Take the full neck diagram paper and write out all the A, C sharp, and E's on one diagram. On another one, write all the A, C, and E's for the A minor arpeggios. And then look at that diagram and try to make your own little patterns, your own arpeggio shapes. And then write those out in tabs so you have those and you could go back to them and reference them anytime you'd like to. All right, so work on these major and minor arpeggios.